There is chocolate around your child's mouth. There is chocolate on their fingers. The empty wrapper is on the floor behind them. You ask if they ate the last chocolate, and they look you straight in the eye and say, no. It's such a bad lie that it's almost funny. The evidence is smeared across their face, and they're denying it anyway. And it's easy to feel a small jolt in that moment. Where did this come from? But that clumsy, doomed little lie is not a crack in your child's character. It's a milestone. Something new just switched on inside their head, and it's worth understanding before you decide how to feel about it. When a small child tells their first real lie, something remarkable had to happen first. To lie, they have to grasp something they didn't a year ago. That what's inside your head is different from what's inside theirs. That you didn't see what they saw. That you don't automatically know what they know. For a baby, there's no space between I know it and you know it. The world is just the world, shared. A first lie is the moment a child discovers that they have a mind of their own, separate from yours, with its own private view, and that they can put something into your head that simply isn't true. That's not a cheap trick. It's one of the biggest leaps of the whole early childhood mind. There's a reason a young child's first lies come out so wobbly. Lying is a mental juggling act. To pull one off, a child has to hold two versions of the world in their head at the very same time, what really happened and the story they're telling instead, and keep the two from crashing into each other. They have to push down the true answer, which is sitting right there, desperate to jump out. They have to manage their own face. For a brain that, a moment ago, would blurt out whatever was in it, that's serious self-control. A lie is a small child test-driving brand new mental machinery. No wonder the early attempts come out a little janky. Small children are magnificently bad at lying, and it's one of the more endearing things they do. They'll deny eating the cookie while holding the cookie. They'll say, I didn't, while slowly nodding yes. Ask a 4-year-old who drew on the wall, and they'll calmly name a sibling who wasn't even home. They haven't learned to keep a lie consistent, or to stop their own face from giving them away. And here's the reframe worth holding on to. The badness is the proof. A clumsy lie isn't the sign of a sneaky child. It's the sign of a skill that just came online and hasn't been practiced yet, like the wobbly first steps of walking, only with the truth. Researchers have a clever way to watch young children learn to lie. They sit a child at a table, place a toy behind them, and say, "Don't peek while I step out of the room." Then they film them. Almost every child peeks. They're little. The toy is right there. The interesting part is what happens when the grown-up returns and asks, "Did you look?" The youngest ones mostly confess or are far too transparent to get away with it. But as children get older, more and more of them say no and get better at keeping a straight face while they do. Lie-telling, it turns out, marches in step with a child's development. In these games, the quicker kids are often the ones who lie sooner. It's a little uncomfortable to hear, but an early lie can be a sign of a mind getting sharper. When a small child says something that isn't true, it's worth knowing that not every untruth is the same animal. Some lies are pure imagination, the purple dragon who lives in the closet. And that isn't deceit at all. It's a mind learning to build whole worlds. Some are wishful. "I did brush my teeth," said by a child who desperately wanted that to be true. Some are the classic cover-up, dodging trouble. And then there's the kind we eventually teach on purpose, beaming and saying, "Thank you, I love it," about a gift they clearly don't. Same underlying skill, pointed in very different directions. Working out which one is standing in front of you changes how you'd want to answer it. When you catch a small child in a lie, there's one common move worth avoiding. If you already know the answer, try not to march them into a corner and demand it. "Did you spill this?" With the puddle sitting right there between you? You've just handed them a choice between confessing and doing the exciting new thing they only recently learned to do, and plenty of children will reach for the lie. Try, too, not to hang the word liar around their neck. A child who's told they are a liar tends to grow into it. And hardest of all, coming down like a hammer usually backfires. When getting caught feels terrifying, children don't get more honest. They get more motivated to lie better next time. Fear doesn't grow honesty. It grows careful liars. When you want a small child to be honest with you, what actually works is quieter than you'd think. Make the truth the safe option. Instead of a trap, try the open door. I'm not angry. Just tell me what happened. And when they do tell you the hard thing, let the very first words out of your mouth be about the honesty, not the crime. That was brave to tell me. Thank you. Handle the spilled juice and the truth-telling as two separate things. Mop up the mess, but reward the courage it took to own it. And let them catch you doing it too, owning your own small mistakes out loud. Children don't learn honesty from a lecture about honesty. They learn it by discovering, again and again, that the truth doesn't blow up in their face. When you find chocolate on the face and a straight-faced "not me," you can let your shoulders drop a little. A child's first lies don't mean they're broken or quietly turning into someone you can't trust. They've just discovered that their mind is their own, and they're bumping up against the edges of that brand new fact to see what it can do. Meet it with more curiosity than alarm, and you end up teaching the very thing you wanted to teach all along, that they can hand you the truth, even the ugly kind, and still be safe with you. Next time, we're staying inside that big new imagination and pulling up a chair for the small friend some children invent. The one who has a name sits at the dinner table and somehow always gets blamed for the mess. If your child has an invisible companion, it isn't a red flag, and it almost certainly isn't loneliness. We'll look at what imaginary friends are quietly good for.